Come on, let's go and see. It's time for another Unhistory. Hello and welcome to Unhistorical History, the show where we teach you history. Or do we? Today, we'll be talking about Columbus and the American Indians. It was Columbus who decided that, since they live in America, we should confuse future generations of elementary school children and politicians by calling the peoples he founded here Indians. Columbus found the American continent on his ships, the Nina, the Pinto, and the Bismarck. As we all know, a Ford Pinto pays homage to the second ship of Columbus's fleet, the Pinto. The American Indians, from what I remember in 6th grade social studies, entered our continent via a land bridge that has since, like so many other structures and foreign policies our government created, disintegrated. These people, up until about 1400 AC, after coffee, had nothing better to do than think up comical and odd-sounding names for major rivers, future cities, and more, such as Mississippi, Kansas, Arkansas, Chicago, meaning stinky onions, Potomac, Ripplewalm High School, Foxwoods, and of course, the Cleveland Indians. As soon as the new settlers discovered the sins of the Native Americans, or American Indians, namely growing corn, having property, and not having sex with hoofed animals, they decided to spice up history a bit by starting wars. Soon, though, they would create long-lasting treaties that would ensure peace would last for 30 or 40 days until more negotiations were necessary. Or else, the people with bows and arrows would fire on the white guys with guns. The Africans tried that and won their own sitcoms, so the American Indians decided to try, figuring at least they could negotiate a good deal on program lineups once the dust settled. The most popular Indian with Americans these days is the now extinct tribe of Wooden Indians. Many stores in the United States have their petrified remains in front to symbolize sympathy for their destruction by the United States government. In order to gain favor with the American Indian tribes, the U.S. government allowed them to create their own currency, the so-called buffalo or Indian head nickel. After a while, the American Indians were sick of pressing all those nickels, so the United States government kicked them out of the mint and put Jefferson on the nickel instead. Enraged by the loss of the buffalo nickel, the American Indians revolted by setting up resort casinos where they insisted people now use the defunct buffalo nickel only. This started another issue with the federal government, as it voiced its concern about the casino not having any windows and way too much security. The U.S. government began forcibly taking casinos, and this sparked the American Indian Wars. Eventually, those wars ended in a stalemate, allowing the American Indians to regain their casinos that have made them famous even today. Columbus wasn't really a big fan of gambling, so he looked down on the American Indian. He's famously quoted to have said, "Why should I spend close to $100 in gambling just in hopes of getting a free drink?" Columbus was arguably the founder of the anti-casino movement, followed by such notables as Jack Klugman. After confusingly naming the American Indians Indians, Columbus decided to retire to his home in Florida after discovering America. Even in retirement, he didn't stop his anti-gambling campaigning and went so far as to once egg the Seminole Casino and Hotel in Immokalee. Yes, another Indian name. Critics say it was more than his resentment for gambling that caused his rage, as he was allegedly once kicked out of the bar for being, quote, too drunk. According to a bartender at the time, all he did was ask for beer and then liquor and so on. Everybody knows beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. He was way too drunk to stay in the place, and I didn't really feel like cleaning up the bathroom in the event of a mishap. It'd been a long shift. Historical factoid: Columbus's Indian name given to him by the American Indians was Takes Our Stuff.